All right, this is Mrs. Johnson talking to you about the physical features of North America. So let's see if my mouse is going to play nicely with me. Okay, you had several physical features to label on your map. I'm clicking. First we have the Great Lakes, which includes the 5 Great Lakes, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. No, you don't need to know the names, you just need to know where they're located. Then we have the Atlantic Ocean, which borders the continent to the east. You have Hudson Bay, which is to the north. The Pacific Ocean, which borders the continent of North America to the west. The Gulf of Mexico, which forms part of the southern border of the United States. Okay. Then you have the Rio Grande River. Here's an arrow coming to show you where it is. Ta-da! Okay. And then the Appalachian Mountains, which are there in the eastern portion of the United States and more generally speaking, North America. The Great Plains, which takes up the center of the continent. Next we have the Mississippi River. The Rocky Mountains. So those are some of the physical features that you should have had labeled on your map. So now let's take a look at something else. These are the questions that you had to read about on page 79. The word contiguous, what does that mean? I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, the word contiguous means all connected. This came straight from the text, and I wanted you to answer the question with a complete sentence by restating a key part of the question. So contiguous means all connected, and then Hawaii and Alaska are not contiguous. Number 2, how would you describe the Great Plains? The Great Plains are flat areas of land, and they make up most of the center of North America. Number 3, according to the physical map on page 78, how might goods be moved from Lake Michigan to the Atlantic Ocean? They might go through Lake Huron, Erie, and Ontario, and along the St. Lawrence River. Number 4, what is an important fact about the Great Lakes? The Great Lakes contain fresh water and provide a route to the Atlantic Ocean. Why is the Rio Grande River significant or important? Because it separates the United States and Mexico. Okay, so those are some things that you needed to know about in your studies. And here's my physical map. And then let's talk about these questions right here. I don't have an answer to it, but let's take a look at those. How does Mexico's proximity or closeness to the United States southern border influence the culture of the United States? I told my students to think about the elements of culture, religion, language, food, customs, and tradition. So let's think about this. With those elements of culture, we have people who eat Tex-Mex food. That's part of the influence that we have here. Tex-Mex cuisine, like various locations, various restaurants around. El Phoenix, El Chico, on the border. Those are examples of some of the influence with Tex-Mex food. Then you have the Catholic Church, the religion that is part of the culture and came here. And then you also have the language. There are people who speak both English and Spanish, and so that's part of the influence. And so sometimes documents are written in both English and Spanish as a result. And then another example of the influence would be the shared history that we have, because at one point Texas did belong to Mexico until Texas established her independence from Mexico in 1836. And you need to think about, remember back to the Battle of the Alamo that you learned about in 4th grade Texas history when you took 4th grade if you were here in the state of Texas in the United States. Okay, so we should have some shared history there. And then the other thing I wanted to mention were customs and traditions like quinceañeras and celebrating Dia de los Muertos, okay, the Day of the Dead. Those are some of the things that people do. Also celebrating El 10 y 6 de septiembre, which is actually Mexican Independence Day, and not Cinco de Mayo, contrary to popular belief. Okay, then the second question was asking how the Great Lakes impact the geography of North America. Well, the Great Lakes provide one of the largest sources of fresh water here in North America and in the world. So that's something that I wanted you to think about. All right, I think that's all for today. Hope this helps you out in your studies as you prepare, because we will be having a unit test over this same information. Good luck.